Tab that you bust in and fly, sacrifice at the light. Every night you don't fight, take a sight, live it sight, baby shows and escapades. Let's the arcade, pixelated party, lesson made unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, bursting themes, city gleams, dancing screams, endless streams, let's extreme Saturday gleams. So our day gleams, so it seems nothing rings. Raise the channel, riot loud, crowd unbowed, techno sound, pulses pound, dream astound, youth unbound, joy profound, lost and found. Channel raver on the prowl, echoes howled. Electric beats, bustle streets, endless streets, midnight beats, living heat, hearts beat, bleed.
Good morning. It's Saturday. It's time for our Saturday shout out. It's time to meet some fellow tabletop role-playing game commentators on the YouTube. How are you this morning? It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here at Site B, and I am your humble guide, the idiot you know as the OGGM, the 21st day of September 2024. It is dark and cloudy and gloomy right now. Yeah. It's Saturday, so it's time to just do something nice. It's time to just wander about the YouTube and meet some fellow tabletop role-playing game commentators and see what they have to offer, and maybe, you know, raid their channel, and in return, maybe they'll raid our channel. I don't know. So first up today should be not a stranger to anyone, is Sly Flourish. I'm surprised I haven't pointed this guy out before, considering how well known he is. He's got 60.6K subscribers and 860 videos. Does he really need my help in getting more subscribers? No, but you know, it's nice. If you're not familiar with Sly Flourish, he has published some actual product that has actually appeared on Amazon, and I've even seen, you know, some of his stuff in the wild. That's my word. In the wild is me. I said it first. Stop stealing my words. So yeah, he does a lot of dungeon building, lazy dungeon master stuff. It's a great source if you're just starting out, or if you're like me and don't have a lot of time, or don't have a lot of ideas, or you're just, you know, yeah. I mean, I love the whole lazy dungeon master persona that Sly Flourish has created, both for themselves and for the other individuals that associate with that name. And just the amount of work that this guy puts into creating what we would know back in the old days as like Idiot's Guide to DOS, right? Remember those big yellow books that said Idiot's Guide to Cooking Broccoli, you know, and then they would just stamp anything to them. Well, imagine that, but it's D&D. So, but instead of it being the Idiot's Guide, it's the Lazy GM's Guide. You know, I'm a DM. I've got a game coming up. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of ideas. And this guy's just like, here's my big yellow book of ideas and game prep and how to take the very stressful, mind-boggling exercise that is running a game for even 3 hours like I do, much less people who do it like weekly, and trying to help you eliminate as much of the stress as possible and just have fun and by fear having fun, then your players are having fun. You can tell the brain's not working. I need more coffee. Today's coffee is donut shop flavor, which I have never understood. What does that mean? Because every time I go into a donut shop, the coffee they have is a coffee I could get at any market. Doesn't taste like donuts, so I've never understood that. Maybe you do. So yeah, let's give Sly Flourish a like, share, and subscribe. Say hello, Sly. We really appreciate all the work you've done for the tabletop role-playing game community. Thank you very much. And hopefully you will continue. And who knows, maybe he'll come visit our channel, right? We can only hope. All right. Thanks, Sly, for letting us stop by. Continuing our channel raid, we've got a couple with really great names, okay? So this is my favorite name for a channel this week. This one was brought to my attention by our good friend, Jeff. Jeff is my number one employee who I don't pay, who isn't Steve. So this is a channel called Monkeys with Fire, which would be like the name of an anime, or basically it's just, you know, hey, all humans are monkeys with fire. I don't know. There's a lot to be read into that. And every primatologist I've ever met has said that monkeys/chimpanzees are the worst animals to work with. If you're a primatologist, you want to work with the great apes. Or if you're at a zoo, yeah, like the monkeys are the worst. So I don't know, Monkeys with Fire. What does it mean that you're whatever? He does live shows. He's got a very well presented channel. Let's give him a subscribe. He's got 1.67K subscribers, 372 videos. Let's get this guy up to 2,000, and maybe he can help us get to 2,000. So let's take a look at the stuff he's done. And right there. Doesn't look like he's done anything in a while on his channel, though, but he's done reviews and painting and some interviews and other stuff. A lot of miniature stuff. This might be a channel to visit again when we're doing our Tuesday with toys. He's pointing out a lot of miniature games that I'm not familiar with. Maggie Miniatures, Magma Fist Miniatures, Yidaharo Models, God Foundry, Ritual Casting. Wow, I don't know any of these miniature companies. Where is Monkeys and Fire located? Because I haven't heard of any of these. Does it say? He's been up since December 12th, 2012. He's in the UK. Okay, that makes sense. Let's face it, fantasy miniature board gaming pretty much got its start in the UK, right? I mean, Warhammer, UK, Malhavik, UK, a lot of the big fantasy miniature thingies, UK based. I guess because it's, darker and gloomier, more, they spend more time inside. And so they have a lot more time to dedicate to fast mega miniature games. But yes, wow, dude. Thank you for bringing all these to my attention. When we do our Tuesday miniature thing, I'm just going to come here every week and pick a new miniature company to go check out. So yeah, thank you, Monkeys with Fire. Plus, love the name, love his little image. Yeah, love the everything about what I'm seeing, and I love the fact that you're teaching me something new. Every time I can come across a channel and learn something new, it makes me want to, go there even more. So yeah, congratulations for making stuff interesting and showing me a whole bunch of new things. So definitely giving you a like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully you'll come and visit us sometime. Thank you, Monkeys with Fire. Monkeys with Fire. Leading the way. Right? Okay. Another one who does a lot of solo playing as well. We have, and this one was also brought to us by our one employee, Jeff. We have got Lex the Gray. Lex the Gray has 337 subscribers, 206 videos. Let's give him a like, share, and subscribe, or her a like, share, subscribe. We've got some solo gaming, a lot of solo gaming, a lot of talk about solo gaming, including the old Lone Wolf solo gaming. I'm doing solo gaming on Fridays with the Dragonbane. It's workshops on solo gaming. It's got the top-down thing. He's got entire solo gaming campaigns and how to make your own solo games, including his own solo game, RPG Lite. He's got a Maze Rat solo game. Maze Rat, such a great resource. I use it, as you guys know. Nave, yeah. A big fan. It looks like he's a big fan of Ben's. I'm a big fan of Ben's. I love Maze Rats and Nave. I love the gear-based role-playing idea of Maze Rats and Maze. And I think we can help Lex the Gray get up to 1,000 subs, right? Hello, Lex the Gray. Thanks for making great solo role-playing game content. It does look like right now solo role-playing is a thing. I mean, it's always kind of been a thing, right? I mean, if you go all the way back to like the Choose Your Adventure books, right? Or just playing with your toys by yourself in the yard. But it looks like a lot of channels are doing the solo role play thing, focusing more on solo role play, which is understandable because it's just getting harder and harder to get groups together. We had that brief golden period where everybody was home, so we could do whatever we wanted, and we had nothing but free time to play and run and do games. But now life is restarting and we're trying to repair all the damages that has happened to us economically because of the plague. So it seems like group play, unless it's super duper organized Dungeons and Dragons celebrity play, is becoming an endangered species. But solo play, like Lex the Gray here, seems to be proliferating, growing in number. And I think that's going to be a thing for a while. I don't know how long the solo RPG play thing's going to last as a major factor, but I'm going to say at least another 2 years. Just ballpark figure. Ballpark figure. I don't know what that means. I just love saying it. Ballpark figure. So hello, Lex the Gray. Like, share, and subscribe, and let's give this guy some love. All right, then we've got another name I absolutely love for a channel. This is No One of Consequence. Who's that over there? Oh, him? He's No One of Consequences. Yeah, I love that name. And No One of Consequences has got 497 subscribers, 80 videos. I think we can help this guy get up to 500. We've got reviews of some classic modules. Shrine of the Karatora, Keeping the Borderlands, Hollow of the Fire Giant scene. Playing through, looks like he's playing through them. Or at least doing live plays on them and talking about them. So yeah, he's got a lot of classic adventures that he's talking about. Obviously, this one, he recognizes the invisible connection between Temple of Elemental Evil and Against the Giants. So he's read the article. Occasionally I talk about that, the connection between Temple of Elemental Evil and Against the Giants and the story Gygax wanted to tell, as opposed to the story that we saw in the tail end of the G series. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this story. It's an urban legend of gaming. I've been told it is factual, but I'm not sure. So supposedly it was supposed to go Hamlet, Moat House, Temple of Elemental Evil, Slaver series. Slaver series leads you into G1, G2, G3. G3 leads you into Descent into the Depths of the Earth, D1, and then D2 was supposed to lead you back to a higher level version of Temple of Elemental Evil, because the main and bad guys were supposed to be these, Lovecraftian elemental lords in the series, because we had the Earth, Air, Fire, Water giants, and that was going to lead to the Earth, Air, Fire, Water elemental lords. But as you know, a certain race was introduced in the G series and then continued with the D series, and that was the Drow. And the Drow, according to what I've read, were just supposed to be a one and done, like the Pecks or the Lava Children or 90% of the Fiendfolio. Monsters you see once and you never see again. But they were way more popular than anybody ever expected. So at this point in time, the powers that be pretty much said, no, we're going to focus the tail end and on these Drow, because this is what people seem to like: scantily clad bondage elves, right? So Gygax's end to the quadrology was sort of scrapped in exchange for the Queen of the Demonweb Pits series, and for the further exploration of the wackiness that is the Drow, and introducing us to, of course, Lolith at the end of the Queen of the Demonweb Pits series. So it looks like this guy knows that story, because he's got Temple of Elemental Evil right next to Against the Giants. So again, that's the story I've read, I've been told, I've seen. I don't know if that's actually true. It feels like it's true. If you look at the way the adventures are written, they do sort of flow. There's no real connection between the slave lords and the giants, other than maybe the slave lords were working for the giants. But it was, it was supposed to be Temple of Elemental Evil, slave lords, giants, back to a higher level version of Temple of Elemental Evil, finishing up the whole elemental overlords primordial thing. So yeah, that got weird. I didn't mean to wax poetic for that long, but it's an interesting story if it's true. Anyways, No One of Consequence. I think you're somewhat of consequences. Here's a like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for being awesome. And finally, we got to have our VTuber of the day because, as you know, as I say every week, I stole this idea from VTubers. Specifically, I stole this idea from Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse was the first one I ever heard doing a channel raid. I thought it was such a good, positive thing that it's really the reason why I copied this. I know there's a lot of other people in the tabletop role-playing game community that do channel raids, Shoner, but they're mostly negative, right? And hate-filled and just complaining and telling you how awful these people are. I wanted to be the positive channel raider. So I had to shout out a VTuber every week. So I've gone completely through VSojo and all the VSojo guests that I have been aware of. So now I've got to spread out and look for more VTubers to shout out. And so we have Officer Arundel, who's a yapping Australian who makes content about rumors and stuff in the VSojo thing. So he's got like the rumors about fruit. So yeah, she's basically a rumor monger. Mean girls, cringing topics, you know. That's her thing. Fine. It's not something I'd want to support, but I understand that, you know, hate baiting is a thing. So not every VTuber out there is a positive force, just like not every gamer is a positive force, just like every person is a positive force. And for every good, wonderful thing I do, I've done plenty of shitty things because I'm a person. So this is my first time checking out Officer Arundel, and it does seem like all she does is point out sus things and VTubers who are secretly mean. But turns out they're not, you know, or whatever. Just what is this week's VTuber gossip that I can talk about? Does that make her a bad person or a good person by, you know, she's not going out and just destroying people and just posting like, you know, Shoner or some of the others do, but she is focusing on the negative, which of course is a thing. And we do, some of these stories are true. I mean, just like any other thing, you hear horror stories about VTubers, especially from the early years. A lot of the VTubers who are in VSojo worked for another company before, and they were treated very poorly. And at the end of the day, behind the cute, cheery anime girl with big boba personas, these are all real people. And, you know, not everybody, real people do real people things. We don't know what Iron Mouse is like behind the scenes for real. We just know the character of Iron Mouse. So there you go. Here's Officer Rendell. Let's give her a like, share, and subscribe. And yeah. So that is all the tabletop role-playing game new members that we checked out this week and our VTuber of the week, because I've gone through all the VSojo. So either cycle back and start talking about how much I love Hakura, or I start finding new ones, which is, of course, what I do. If you have a tabletop role-playing game YouTube channel that you want to share with me, please feel free to reach out. Or if a topic you want me to talk about on Saturdays, please feel free to reach out and let me know. I would love to tell people about you. And if you haven't had a chance, of course, to come on down to the OGGM Adventures and check out my stuff, please do. Always happy to make some new friends and desperately try to spread a little positivity, blah, 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 positivity across the nachos of the tabletop role-playing game community, and be a little island of sanity in the insanity that most of the other rage baiters try. I mean, I know I could rage bait. It'd be very easy. There's plenty of YouTubers who publish stuff that I would just love to vomit out my inner monologue when it comes to some of them. But I did that in the past. You know, I did that with Garaby. I did that with Condor. It didn't get me anything. It didn't make me feel any better. It didn't resolve the problems. If anything, rage baiting just made me more angry and more negative. And it's just like I eventually reached the point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. If, you know, if Garaby wants to make a video about something that I think is fucking stupid, That's his prerogative. I'm not going to comment on it. If Condor wants to make a video about something that I completely 100% disagree with, I'm not going to acknowledge it. It's his prerogative. I don't have to like it, but I don't want to be that negative thing anymore. So that's why I started this, and hopefully you appreciate it. So again, if you want to give me a shout out and let me know about your channel, please post something in the comments or DM me at the email in the table description below. The links to all the channels I just visited are in the description below. Till next time, I'm the OG GM. Now let's listen to that wonderful song again because it's so freaking awesome.
Television goes streaming fight, tiger light, at the lights. Every night, you don't fight, leave the sight, with the sight, video shows in the escapade. Fuzzy arcade, pixelated party, lesson, they unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, versus themes, city